Alright, welcome back guys. This is part 2 of changing the turbo over on the Fiesta Mk6. And this is the 1.6 TDCi or HDI engine. And this is what we got to so far. Now off camera I've been cracking off the nuts on the back of the turbo down there on the manifold. So these two here, and there's two underneath. They are 11 millimeters. And when you go to crack them off, they on the top they crack off that way. And underneath they crack off that way. So yeah, they're all cracked off ready. I've just undone the banjo bolt on the top of the turbo here. I am now ready to remove the turbo, so I've just got to undo these bolts here and I should be able to lift it straight off. Don't forget to also undo the clamp down there as well on that pipe, because that is I think that's a return line. So yeah, there's one at the bottom, or you can undo it from the top as well, which is just here as well. And then you should be able to just lift it straight off. The new one has just turned up, which is in here. Fresh new turbo going on. And yeah, I've given up on the downpipe for now because time is getting on. So I've chopped off one bolt and I still can't get it out. So I'm just going to leave it for another day. I just want to focus on getting the turbo on and getting this ready to run again. And then I just might go to my local garage and see if they can just chisel those bolts out of there. My angle grinder just can't. My angle grinder is just too big to get up in there as well. So I've given up with that. So I'm going to crack on, just do the turbo. The more important thing. So yeah, if you haven't done so yet already, give me a quick follow, quick subscribe, and a quick follow on Instagram as well. It's AJ Focus. Would hugely appreciate that. So let's get in with this video. So like I said, I'm ready to get this turbo off. So all you need here is 11mm and you need a hex, I think it is, or something like this, very similar to this. For the banjo bolt that goes on top. This is one of those ones. Those looks like a 50p pence, doesn't it? So it goes on top of there. I don't know what you call those. Hex. Yeah, luckily for me, I have a whole tool set. So it's a size 10 as well. Yeah. So I'm ready to remove this now. I'm just gonna take it easy. Yep, I'm just gonna leave that there for a minute. I think I'll just check and make sure everything's out of the way. It is. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's crack these nuts off and remove the turbo. So I have got an oil catch can at the bottom, just in case any oil comes out, and I've got one beside me as well. So I'm going to sort of just pull it out. Wriggle and get this out in it. All right, okay. Wow, that return fuel oil line going into there. Wow, that was an absolute nightmare to get off. I was there for a good 5 minutes trying to get it off. That pipe was a nightmare. I haven't undone the bolts because I've got to remove the whole thing anyway, because it's got to go over to the new turbo. We've got new gaskets, we've got new bolts and everything, new hardware. So yeah, that, whew, nice. So while I've got this all off, I actually have some brake cleaner, engine cleaner, degreaser. I'm just going to give this all a good dosing get rid of any oil that might have leaked out. I've got my oil can down the bottom there to catch it all. Perfect time to do it all. While I've got the room. So yeah, I'm going to give this a clean up very, very quickly off camera and then get back to you guys in a second. Alright, there we go. I'll just give it a quick clean. It's the best I can do on the time scale I'm on. Much better now. I can see all the codes and stuff there. Got rid of all the oil along the front there. It's much cleaner. Got rid of most of it down there. Got rid of the oil that's leaking on there as well. Yeah, that will have to do. Right, let's get the new turbo on. Let's get all the new parts out. So what have we got in here? We obviously have a new gasket. We've got new studs, new bolts, paper gasket there, new washers. Let's get it out. Okay, so that's what was inside. We've got some new studs there. We've got some new nuts. We've got some washers. We've got gaskets. So yeah, we've got some hardware there. Don't know if we're going to use all of that. I don't know how to get those studs out of there. They're properly in there, so I'm not going to muck around with that. Gasket wise, on the back of the turbo part here, oh, was there not a gasket on there then? If there was, it's fallen off. There wasn't a gasket on there. So do I use a gasket or do I not use a gasket? That's the question now. I am not going to use a gasket, so I don't think. Oh, I don't know. It does fit nicely. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to have a little ponder about. I'm going to dismantle this, so I'm going to take off this oil return line, this rubber hose here, and the plastic housing it's sat on. I do know the gasket on there is the gasket that comes in the kit behind me, which is that one. And then one of these washers up here will be for the banjo bolt. I do actually have a new banjo bolt, which is in the box over there, so I'm going to use that as well. And yeah, it's just a reverse now. Sorry, this video is all over the place. This is all new to me. Last time I'd done a turbo was when I was at college, and that was probably about 15, 16 years ago maybe. It's a long time ago. But yeah. Don't use this video as a how-to. I'm just uploading it and just showing you what I'm doing. Just do a little bit of a comparison. Shiny new one, dirty old one. They look exactly the same. Everything's in the same places. Just checking everything. This turbo new one is exactly the same. Amount of teeth on the actuator is the same distance as the new one. Blah 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 blah. Everything lines up, so that's good. So I'm just going to mock up the new turbo to make sure it all sits properly and everything like that, and then we'll get ready to reinstall it all. Okay guys, so what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just moving everything from the old turbo over to the new one. So I've just moved over that stud there that was on that side. I've just put the studs in there. I put some PTFE tape in there as well, stop that from not coming undone. I've removed the oil return off there, so that's over there now. So that will now go on there. I will get the new gasket on there as well. We'll quickly get that ready, which is over here. That will then go on there like that, and then we'll get them on there. I just need to get the nuts, which are up here, get them ready. So yeah, I'm gonna just quickly do that. Right, I had to go upstairs and get the big light because my other light just died. So, new turbos all together. Let's get this new turbo in it. Look at that. Nice. Beautiful. Right, I'm actually going to put the gasket on there because I've made my mind up with that. Okay. Question is, can I use the existing studs? No, I can't. They're too small. I have to use the new hardware. Don't really want to use these because they don't look that nice. I prefer the old ones. Okay, so I'm just doing up the studs on there. Bit by bit, just nip it. Okay, making some progress. New turbo's on, plumbed up, and yeah, banjo bolts I took out of the spare bag I had, and another oil feed line and some spare banjo bolts when I was going to do a Focus 110 turbo upgrade on my old Fiesta back in the day, and I had some parts left over, so I used some new banjo bolts from that. And yeah, they're on there. I do pre-fill the turbo with a little bit of oil. I do put a bit of oil down its throat and then put this on. I did clean this all out as well. Everything's on place. It's looking good. I'm going to just import the vacuum line back on as well down here. Like I said, the returner's on, the feeder's on. I'm just putting the downpipe back on. Like I said, I'm putting this one on temporarily until I can go and get that one put on at a later date. Probably another video on that later on. But yeah, getting there. Just slowly getting there. Alright guys, so it's been about a half hour. As you can see, I've made some progress. We've got the dozer pipe on top there. Got the intercooler piping back on, got the heat shield on. We've got the clamp on and the downpipe back on. Everything is now back on and clamped up, ready for the start. I've reconnected the vacuum line and the connection there as well for the boost solenoid. So I disconnected it all when I drove home with no turbo. So I wanted to make sure. I'm not going to reconnect it yet to this because I want to crank the car over a few times and get some oil into the turbo because I don't want to start the turbo dry. And then I'll check for any leaks as well. I'm just going over myself now on what's else left to do. And honestly, I can't think what else. I've been at here all day. I can't think what else there is to do. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly check everything, make sure it's all tight and that, and then we're going to go for the start. Well, the cranking over a few times, get the oil pressure built up in there, and then we'll go for the start. All right then guys, so I've cranked it over a few times. I can't see anything leaking or anything like that at the moment. Only time will tell. I'm going to go for the first start now. I forgot to do up a bloody clamp down there, didn't I? On the return pipe. Oh my God, just trying to squeeze my hands down there, try and tighten that up was an absolute nightmare. My back is killing me. Anyway, let's get this start going, shall we? Let's rock. Let's rock and roll. Who's alive? Look at that. Right, I need to reconnect the intercooler pipe there as well. I'll quickly do that. Oh, I'll say that's a win-win-win. Just going to burn off all the crap that's on there for now. I'm smoking a bit. I'll just get my hand around everything. And I can't feel any exhaust gases or anything coming out. I'll keep an eye on it, give it a few revs.